Just waiting notification. Excellent. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this afternoon. We have a wonderful guest with us today, one who's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than the acclaimed writer and director,
Come on.
Sister Rhodesia. Yes, ma'am. How are you doing? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. I am doing splendid, amazing.
Yes,
How are
ma'am.
you? How you doing,
I'm
bro?
doing phenomenal as well.
Good.
We for everyone who's watching, people all across the country have been constantly commenting, and your movie has been trending, and
Yeah,
your name has been trending, of course, on Facebook because of the movie.
right.
That's what led me to reach out to you.
Come on now.
Yes, ma'am. So the first thing that we want to know is, what is the name of your movie and how did it come about?
Cairo's Egypt is the name of the movie. How did it come about? It kind of started with me making some short films.
Mm.
And then I decided I wanted to do something bigger. My short films probably, I had three to four short films, but they were all like 4 to 5 minutes. This one was started out as a short, but it was a long short, as they say. 45 minutes, they consider 45 minutes or less a short. A full feature film, as you know, go from anywhere between an hour, 15 minutes and 2 hours. So yeah, I wanted to do something more, but my pockets wasn't matching up with the ideas. So I decided, to do what I could. So it started out as a 40-minute short. By the time I was done with the film, the 40-minute version, I put the trailer out, and amazingly, distribution started ringing my phone. People wanted to know if my film wanted to be, distributed. So I was like, yeah. Here's the thing though, in order to be put on any type of streaming service, you have to have a movie that's at least an hour and 15 minutes. And mine was just 40. So after reaching out to some people, I had to make the hard decision of who I would go with, and it was Push 24. I decided to go with Push 24 Media, and I decided to go with them because I no longer had to come out my pocket. So they decided that, hey, sis, we can make this movie longer. We'll fund it, add some more scenes, and make it a full feature-length film. So I was like, shut up. Because honestly, I did not know what I was going to do with the film once it was done, which is not a good thing. But it worked out because the trailer looked so good to people that my phone started ringing. From that point, it was history. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Now, I sent the movie out to plenty of my friends and or family,
Appreciate it.
so they could make sure they promote it. Everyone came back with nothing but positive reviews.
Yes.
Now, as a writer, how was it to take it from a book to a screenplay to on screen? Like, how did that process? Like, how was that?
So I didn't use my books.
Okay.
It was really a brainchild of wanting to, if you read any of my books, there's always a twist, some type of cliffhanger, some type of, and so I was like, I want to do something that will have people like, what just happened? What just happened? And so it really, the story is a short story. But when you put it to film, you have to be a little more visual. You have to be a little more long-winded so that the audience can really get what you're trying to portray. But yeah, that's how it started. But I have plenty of stories that could be told, plenty of scripts that has been written. All I needed was backing, which we all do. It's very expensive making a film, very expensive, more than I even thought it would, cost. So God is good. God is good
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So speaking of God being good, for people who
all the
are
time.
fellow, yes, ma'am, for people who are fellow creatives who have ideas but may be cautious or hesitant in pursuing their dream, what advice would you give to them about keeping the faith while they pursue their dreams?
Oh my God. Let me tell you something about how God works. They said it in the movie Malcolm. You take one step toward him, he take two steps towards you. You have to get up and work. You can't sit back just thinking of a dream and what it would be like and what you would do and not get up and do it. So here's the thing. I know a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people, they say money is always the dream killer. How am I gonna get money to do this? How am I going, and I will say this. I learned my first lesson when I wrote my book, Picking Blackberries. Put that on the screen. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
This is my very first book. It's called Picking Blackberries. You can find it on Amazon. Let me, my glasses. Okay. So I had written this book, no prior knowledge to how it is to write a book, what the steps were. But I knew I could write. I've been writing since I came out of my mother's womb, literally. And I knew one day I wanted to write a book. I got that opportunity. But after I had written the whole book, I'm like, what do I do next? I have no idea how to get it from words into fruition. And so luckily for me, there was someone I went to school with, college with, and he said he had just published a book, and I reached out to him like, how did you make that happen? So he told me his stepdad used to have a publishing company, and it was called the House of Sun Guy. And he used to, in the 60s, print like reparation books and stuff like that. But he hadn't published a book in years. And so he kind of wanted to open it up again, give young folks an opportunity to publish a book. So I lived in New Orleans, and I drove to Baton Rouge. For those that don't know, that's about an hour away from New Orleans, to meet with the publisher. He's a very kind Black man, and he wanted to help. And so I met with him, and I sat in there and I listened to everything he had to say about publishing and what all I would need to do. I'm taking notes. And, he said, we'll be in touch. So I leave, and I'm driving home, hour away. And in my head, I'm like depressed. Like the stuff he had on that list, I said, I can't do that. I ain't got no money for that. So I really left there feeling down, as opposed to, okay, here's this man that's going to help me publish this book. Halfway home, for some reason, my thoughts started to change. I said, hold up. God didn't bring you this far. You got a whole manuscript in front of you. He did not bring you this far to have you throw your book and let it collect dust. So I said, let me look at this list again, and let me see what's on this list I actually can do. By the time I did all of that, the things that I could do, I did my own book cover. It's funny how I learned how to do that. See, you learn very quickly when you have determination on how to do things. You find, and what I really found out is that it took myself to get things done. I could not depend on others. I literally had to learn how to worked this editing program so that I could get my book cover done. If you saw the book cover, I sent to a company with like a drawing of an idea of how I wanted the book cover. And I was like, when I got it back, it's like, what the hell is this? This is not what I asked for. And I had spent a lot of money. And I said, no, I'm gonna do it myself. And I don't know if you can see that, but can you see
Yes,
me?
ma'am. We can see it. We can see it.
Okay, good. So yeah, I ended up doing that. You have to have what they call an ISBN number. That's like the Social Security number of books. And he was able to provide that for me because he was a publisher. You have to have the barcode on there. And all of the things that I really didn't know how to do, he kind of took care of as far as what is required for a book. And it's in the Library of Congress. So yes, that was exciting. So you can look my book up in the Library of Congress. But the point was, by the time I did everything that didn't require a whole lot of money, the money came. And I was able to get my books printed and sell them at Savior's Day. Yeah, that was kind of the journey. So I would tell anybody, the Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, then all else will be added on to you. It was just like that. It was like once I was determined and put my mind to doing this book, it's like parting the Red Sea. Thank you to Allah. Yeah, so that's how, and then you kind of learn from what you do. So I was able to publish, Until You Walked in My Jeans. Yeah, that could be, that's found on Amazon as well. But yeah, don't let money stop you from trying to, because Allah will make a way. He just have to see you working. And it didn't even take much. It was like, soon as I put my mind to it, Allah was like, okay, I see you. I see you. So yeah, that's where I am now.
Perfect. And thank you. And we're supporting you. And we can't wait to come back to the people showing you love all across the country. We can't wait to come back to the other questions. My sister Miriam says, peace, family. My sister Naima says, assalamu alaikum. Brother Nelson Ramos says, assalamu alaikum, family with love from Massachusetts. My sister Miriam says, may Allah continue to bless you with much success. Okay. Yeah. So now let's come back.
Salam, family. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Now let's come back to Cairo's Egypt on Tubi, right? Is this a romantic movie? Is it a drama?
It's both. It's a love drama.
A love drama, okay.
Yes, but it's a little different from some of the movies on Tubi, just in the sense of there's like no murdering of anybody. No one's getting murdered. Yeah, it's a sweet movie about a relationship between Cairo and Egypt. That's why the name is Cairo's Egypt. That's their names. And so when they meet, you would think that they're soulmates, or this was meant to be, because as they say in the trailer, I've never met a Cairo. And she's like, and he's like, I've never met an Egypt. And so they think it's fate that brought them together at the same place, at the same time. His name is Cairo, her name is Egypt. So they have this whirlwind affair, but then he has to leave town for work. And that's where the relationship is tested. And so what I've been hearing from people is very relatable. More so than I thought. I knew people would get the relationship part, but I didn't know the storyline specifically would resonate with so many people. And you would have to watch the film to see, what that is. But it's everyday stuff couples go through. Ups, the downs, the loving each other, the lusting each other. And, it's a journey. You go through a journey watching this film. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna get mad, you're gonna be throwing the shoe at the TV, you know, you're gonna be yelling back at the TV, but all that's good for me. I want you to talk back to the TV. I want you to be mad and all these different emotions. But yeah, the actors pull it off. There is not one complaint about the acting. I had a lot of people say, I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was going to be bad acting and poor quality. And those two things is just not so. People keep talking about the quality of the film and the quality of the acting. And I was blessed to have all good actors. Everybody in the film is great, because sometimes you do have a bad apple. You come across somebody who you look at the film and you like, it's bringing down the quality of the production. So you can't skimp on, you know, I'm gonna get my cousin to play this role. I'm gonna get my friend to play this role, and they have no experience in acting. It's not gonna work. A lot of people think acting is easy. I've had so many people to say, can I be in your next film? And some are playing, but some people are serious, and because the actors are so good, they make it look easy. It is not easy to act and be able to take. So imagine you're studying your lines, say 3 pages of lines, you studying, you get to set, and the director starts saying, no, cut that line, take that out. And by the way, put your hand on her shoulder when she turns her head. And when you get to this part, make sure your hand goes down and behind you. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to remember your lines, and they giving you on the spot directions that you got to do. So yeah, don't nobody ask me for no part if you ain't had no experience. Unless you're natural, anyone's welcome to come to an audition, but you gotta be able to, if you've never acted before, you have to be a natural, because you're just not gonna walk on set and get a role. No.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Well, absolutely. And we got a few more questions for you, sister. Okay. And the name of the movie, as people ask in the comments, Cairo's Egypt on Tubi. You can get it and watch it. So far, everything I've heard has been magnificent about it, romantic, but we're going to go into the details about the romance and the drama. We have a quick 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast, and we're coming right back to our sister. 1 second. And we want to make sure that everybody goes and sees it so that we can come back and discuss it with with everyone.
Yes.
Hold on, there we go.
Television and film editing. Please reach out to him if you need any of those services. Sister Miriam's ABC I Love Me children's book and coloring book, and now Spanish book. All 3 available on Amazon.com. Sister Naima's Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country, right here in the studios of Atlanta, Georgia. Dr. Henry Carter's King Henry Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad's COVID-19 Disinfected Cleaning Services, out of Chicago. Okay. Student Minister Sharif Muhammad's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, available on adulsharif.com. And lastly, Brother Joshua Muhammad's book, Cleopatra, as well as No Father, No Excuse, both available on Amazon.
Thank you all very much for every like, every share, and every subscription. To all the anonymous donors of People's Podcast, we appreciate you all as well. Right back to the writer and director. We want to come back to you. Now I want to ask you, when you're writing these stories, are any of these stories based off of your personal experience, or do you just come up with this, like, you know, how do you come up with these characters?
There is nothing. The messenger said, ain't no such thing as a original thought. I find that to be very true. You can sit 20 people at a table, tell them write a story about a love triangle. You're going to get 20 different stories, yet it's on the same topic. So that's what we do when we make film. But yeah, I pull from my life. I pull from my friends' life, people I observe in the street, life, TV, other shows. It triggers thought. It triggers thought. And one thing about when you're a writer, when you're able to sit down and literally just start writing. It comes to you like, that don't mean you're gonna get writer's block. Sometimes I have to change my atmosphere in order to get my brain moving again when it comes to writing. But yeah, I pull from everything. And then some stuff is embellished, from real life circumstances. Yeah, it just flows in me. And I know that it's a gift from Allah. I know this because I have to sit back sometimes and say, where did that come from? How did you, seriously? I'm like, this did not come from me. This is all through the vicissitudes of Allah.
Yes, ma'am.
To my fingers, to my fingertips. Yeah, it's amazing. Yes, amazing.
Yes, ma'am. My sister Miriam, she said she would like to know about the audition process for your movie. Like what do you do? Do people email you? Like how does that work?
So there's a Sister Oni Muhammad, here in Houston, and she was the first one to, when I said, I was new to Houston. I lived in New Orleans, and so I didn't really know. I knew a few believers here, but I didn't know anybody here like talking about it, and that makes for a rough start. But somehow Allah sent me her way. I called Sister Oni. She's a talent agent, actor. She does it all. I called her and asked her, could she find me some actors? And we held an audition, and the best actors walked through that door. Sister Oni said, you are blessed, because these auditions sometimes be a bunch of bad acting. But I did, so she got my start in meeting actors. From that point, actors will refer other actors and refer other actors, and I say, invite them all to the audition. And you come in, and I didn't have them to do a cold read. I sent them the script the night before, like late, so they wouldn't have too much time to, study it. I want to see what they were made out of, but I sent it like 10 o'clock at night. But I told them, you can use the script. And in walks Egypt. In walks Tabitha Lee. That's the sister that played Egypt, the main character, knowing her lines without looking at the paper. And she was the only one that could do it. She was really good. And I find that you will definitely agree with me once you watch the movie. Their acting is so natural. You don't walk away saying, the acting was all right. No, everybody is praising the acting. And so, yeah, I thank Allah for that. And then, brushing my shoulders off for choosing the right type of actors. They did their thing. Shout out to Egypt and Cairo. Marvin J. Young plays Cairo. Tabitha Lee plays Egypt. And we have the grandmother, Miss Jean Donato. I call her Mama Jean. Aria Hope plays the best friend, and Christopher St. Mary plays Cairo's best friend. So yeah, the cast is awesome. And he would kill me if I didn't say this. My dad is in the movie. Every chance he get, he's gonna tell people he was in the movie. But yeah, he didn't tell the family, and so when they saw him on screen, they screamed. And yeah, so he watched the movie. I don't want to give too much away.
Yes, ma'am, exactly. And that's what we want everyone to do. People are showing you love all across the country. Let's make
Come
sure
on, country. Come on,
yes,
country.
so let's make sure that we all go show everyone Cairo's Egypt on Tubi. It's a great romantic story and a drama. Are you saying, and I got a question for you, are you saying that all of the men who want to have, usually they chill and put on another streaming service, you're saying that this weekend we should all Tubi and chill. Everybody should go find some, make sure that if you're in love with somebody, Tubi and chill for Cairo's Egypt. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Tubi and chill. Valentine's Day coming up. People
Yes,
can
ma'am.
relate to this story. Bring your boo thing to the well, it's you ain't got to go to the theater. You pull it right there, pull it up right there on your TV. For those who not familiar with Tubi, it's a free subscription download. You just have to go to, if you have a smart TV, which most people have today, it's on there. You pull up Tubi, Tubi, and download it. And then bam, put in Cairo's Egypt. Sometimes it comes straight up. Sometimes you gotta search for it. But yeah, it's simple. And you can watch it on your phone, your laptop, whatever device it is compatible to, just download Tubi. And you'll be
Yes, ma'am.
watching it. Yeah, so yeah, let's Tubi and chill. But I do need everybody's support. It's not enough for me to have my film on Tubi. I want to be successful on Tubi.
Mm.
You know, there's some, yes, I want to be successful on Tubi, but that's going to take people watching. I need all eyes on this movie. You know, it's if you don't like it by the end of it, I still appreciate it because you've helped a Black woman succeed in this industry, because it's not easy making a film. It is not. But as we're taught, anything of value comes with a difficulty factor. So do not let the obstacles stop you. And you feel like you at a roadblock, bigger way to get around it. Because the only thing, what I realized, what brings depression on people, I know a lot of people suffer with depression, is that it's an abortion of your dreams, of your goals. If you are not living in what is your purpose, look, it will bring about depression. That's the main thing I feel, because I've gone through it, and it's like, you got to write. There's no getting around it. There's no hiding. Whatever you got to do, you got to write and do what makes you happy. When I say I've been on cloud 9 for the past 3 years, because that's how long it has taken. Yeah, I would encourage anybody to, if you feeling down and low or feeling like you're depressed, it's because you're not living your dream or your purpose.
Powerful. And on that positive note, we want to thank you very much. Thank everybody. Cairo's Egypt on Tubi. Lastly, is there anything that how can people contact you to let you know the reviews and to show you love on social media? Where do we go?
So I'm at Rhodesia Perine Muhammad on Facebook and IG. And I think Rhodesia Perine on TikTok. And Rhodesia Muhammad without the D at the end on Twitter. But I'm not too much on Twitter. I should be, but mainly Facebook and IG, Rhodesia Perine Muhammad. And you'll see all what people have been taking pictures of the TV screen, showing my name, showing that I directed and wrote and produced this film, and they're putting it up on social media. People are telling their thoughts. They're telling people to watch. It's been nothing but love. So yes, if you can spread it to, watch it yourself, spread it to, that's the only thing that's all I need right now is for people to watch it. It's 1 hour and 20 minutes. It's not that long, but it tells a great story in that short amount of time. Yeah. Perfect. And then do you have like the link, or you have a way of putting the link straight to the movie up?
Yes, ma'am. We're gonna put it on YouTube. When we put it on YouTube, we'll put the link in there.
Okay, yeah, because then some of it goes straight. If you want, can pull it up on your phone. It goes straight to the movie. You ain't got no excuses. But yeah, and I need people to watch it. It's like any movie, any big budget movie. The best is the first couple of weeks that the movie is out. That's how, so I need people not to wait a month or two to get to watching it, if possible, to watch it really in the first week where the ratings really matter is what I want. I mean, it's been out 2 weeks now, but it's not too late to watch this film and to watch it expeditiously. Yeah.
Perfect.
And I thank everyone who have joined in to hear my story. It's a powerful story that I'll tell in depth, maybe in a book. People want to know how to make a movie. I have that knowledge. Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Well, you've been great, ma'am. And thank you all for watching. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off of the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Wa alaikum salam. Appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And thank you all for watching.